needs to have. Entrepreneurs can now use digital technologies to quickly create and launch new products, services, customer experiences, and as well as to redefine end-to-end business processes and enhance transparency and efficiency. Now, a little about our guest of honor, Mr. Mayank Kothari, with a cumulative work experience of more than 9 years. Mr. Mayank is a computer engineer from Mumbai University by profession. Also, he is a founder of Atto Infotech LLP, a company focusing on building website, mobile applications, CRM, ERP, focused on building custom web solutions. Mayank sir has worked for about more than 3 years in Accenture and has dealt with overseas clients in handling their pension system, designing their disbursement system model. At Auto Infotech, they have served more than 100 clients, with some indirect clients like multiple banks, MNC companies, startups, etc. Mayank sir has spearheaded the Best Deal Finance System, which is a startup that acts as an aggregator and helps customer in retail and SME loans disbursement. With he has experience in PHP, Java technology, and works with MySQL, MongoDB database, etc. With that being said, Mayank sir is also an alumnus of our college and has completed his bachelor's in IT. So, without any further ado, I would like to hand it over to our guest of honor, Mr. Mayank Kothari.
Hi Rohan, thanks for this kind introduction. Hello friends. Hi Amit sir. I think Amit sir has also joined in.
Yes, Mayank, I'm there. I'm keenly listening to
Yeah.
you.
Hi sir. How are you? All good?
I'm very good.
Good to hear that. So, as the topic is about entrepreneurship and the journey towards it, I I like this session to be more of an open question and just speaking my heart out. That's what I want to give. I want to give out my experience and everything. And to start with, I mean, visit plays a very important role in it. Uh, so I did my all education from Visit. I did my diploma from Visit. So I've never seen any college apart from Visit. I've been there in Visit, diploma from Visit, then my engineering from Visit in the old campus. I passed out in 2010, and to start with, also that I would like to mention Amit sir. Also, sir, if I don't know if you remember when you joined in, it was our third. I was in third year, and you had just joined in, and you had given us a very good topic. I mean, it was to write 100 Java programs. So that time, I
I
mean,
do remember.
yes,
Again, I don't want to start our discussion right now. Yeah, I do remember. Coincidentally, I got old mails somewhere, and I was just going through all my older memories. Some other time, but right now
yeah,
it's your forum. Please go ahead.
yes. So I mean, there was there that I always wanted to start something on my own, but starting it's very easy to say that I want to start something on my own. It's very difficult to execute it. So it's been like being an IT student, and it was always there to do something to give it back to do an IT company or something like that. But I mean, it started way back in 2007 and 8 when apart from college I used to do freelancing too, to just to gain experience. It was nothing about the stipend or anything, but to understand how the real world program, I mean, how the real world works, right? We have so many things we do in our college, in our books and everything. Curriculum has, trust me, curriculum has changed tremendously. I mean, at our time, it was all about book, Android programming. I had visited college also to analyze the projects which you had done. You are getting a superb exposure right now. There was nothing in our time. There was no Android programming. There was no Python. There was nothing. And whatever you are learning right now, we had only Java. We had VB6 that time. PHP was there, but TK. It was not that much. But practical knowledge we are getting right now is very good. So it was the coming back. I was doing my um, entrepreneurship. I was doing my internship and everything. So I wanted to do something freelancing. So I started picking up projects and everything. So it all started from there. So but then it's very easy कि चलो कुछ कर लेंगे, कुछ चालू कर लेंगे. Be anything. I'm not saying to IT, but be anything. Be a food industry something startup, or be a logistics startup, or be a jewelry startup. but it's important to understand the market, important to pick up what you want to solve. I mean, which problem are you solving? Why you want to do this? What brings you and what comes in your mind to solve this? Why are you here to solve this? So it was all important. We started. I took freelancing projects to understand everything, and then, I mean, at our times, bulk hiring hota tha. Everyone used to hire a lot. Accenture had picked up 103, 104 students in our time. 103, if I remember, and we were placed in different cities. I mean, I got Chennai to share my experience, and I was the alone student from our college to be giving an allotment in Chennai. I had to join in Chennai. I had to start my career in Chennai, the IT world career, the corporate world career in Chennai. New place, new challenges, language barrier, everything. But that's where it is, right? If it is easy thing, then there's no fun. And even if you don't push yourself, you just do what you like, which you're comfortable. Come out of your comfortable zone. If you don't come out of your comfortable zone, then you would be there. I mean, you would just live your routine life. That plain graph will come in. It has to be, the graph has to vary, right? So it all started. I had a good experience in Accenture. I almost worked 3 years, and then finally I realized that now I think I had planned it out perfectly. I cannot say perfectly, but I planned it out that let's start. I mean, let's start and pick up projects and everything. Then I started my company way back in 2013 and 14. Um, I have picked up, started from website. That time website was booming. It's still boom, but I mean that time and the age right now, it's purely different. It's the AR and VR age, we call it. uh, Everywhere you want, someone wants, अरे VR यार AR है या ये कर सकते हो क्या, वो कर सकते हो. But that time when we started, it was all about building websites, building quick websites, building applications, uh, native applications, to be going technical. But now it has all started about hybrid and everything. But then it started there, and uh, there was no single day when there was no new discovery or new challenges and everything. There were many up and downs. I mean, that's how it is, right? If it has to be there. You have to learn, you have to gain experience and understand. I mean, we made many mistakes. We started as a service company, and we are still the service company. But there was always there to build a product. I mean, I have failures in my life. I have built some product which has not run. I have tried to solve a problem, but then I realized that the problem is not this. There's a larger problem behind it, and my product will not solve it. And I've already done 3 products. I've built them, I've run them, and I've already done them. I have 2 of them running. One I would say is running very good with more than 200 plus customers on that product, not on a service industry. But that's where it is. Like after 3 failures and after 3 product failures, I realized that, oh, this is the way I should have done it. But it's still not late, right? You pick it up and you start building it from that. You pick up and you pick up the, I mean, what you have to do it, which was your mistake, which is what you can improve. And that's where it started. It has to be learning from the experience, picking up from the current problem, understanding your competitors. That is a very important analysis. You have to do that. You have to understand who your competitors are, and understand their products. Pick up your products, understand what kind of problem you're gonna solve it. uh, then start building it, and then start, I mean, you start from scratch. You start planning, then you start the resourcing, then you start the designing, execution, and then comes the deployment, and then comes the product run. That's very important. So it's very important to understand it and then plan it out. So then my journey, I mean, today I would say, I mean, we have a team size of about 35 people in different locations. We have 3 offices: Mumbai, Ahmedabad, and Indore. So we have a team of 35 people. I have We have worked on very larger projects. Um, Due to NDAs and non-disclosures, I can't disclose the name, but we have worked with very banks. I mean, not directly, but indirectly with banks, with financial sectors, with e-commerce giants, and also with some tech giants to, I mean, to build smaller modules into their larger products. and it will feel very proud right now that few of the models which you have worked, and to see the overall products and the current presence and the usage and everything, it feels proud. And that's where you learn from it, I mean, we worked on small modules, and that's when we realized that being a startup, it's fine, but how the world works, right? And how the module works, how the product has been built, what has been built upon, and the waterfall model which we follow. So that's where you gain from your experience. You have worked with smaller, we have worked with smaller models, but larger companies understand their procedures, understand the standards which they set in. I mean, there is so much to learn. It's learning can never stop, right? So there's so much to learn. You pick up from. I mean, there's even a small child will, if he is doing something very nice, you should learn from him, and you will always learn. The learning should never stop. So wherever you see something, the knowledge, you should get grasp it. I mean, it will always help you in not near future, maybe near future, maybe in future, it will definitely help you. So grasp that knowledge. Wherever you get it, just pick it up. It will always be helpful in your, I mean, all you do throughout your things which you follow, it will always help you that. Then I had made some presentation to share it out with you. I'll come to that. Uh, but more important is there are two aspects to it. Like whenever you start, I mean, either you will succeed or you will fail. But when you will succeed, I'll come to the failure part first. If you fail, then try again and just learn from your mistakes, what you're doing wrong, and then again try again. I mean, that has to be that eat, sleep, drink, something which is there, right? It has to be failure, success, and failure, redo, then again redo. You can't stop it. Okay, at certain point when you realize that, oh no, I'm not solving it properly, then that's the point when you can dump it out. But otherwise, just don't dump the idea thinking that, Array, I'm failing, I'm not doing. No, just analyze that. Every failure should be analyzed. What I was doing wrong, what is not done properly, and how I can overcome that, and then again give an attempt. I mean, you have to believe yourself. If you don't believe yourself, then no one will. And you yourself only know the potential you have, right? And there's no other person who can realize it. Inner belief is there. You have to believe yourself that, yes, I can do it and I can solve it. People may say anything, but I believe it and I can do it. And trust me, you guys, I mean, all of them are exceptional, right? So all of them have some quality which other will not have it, some unique quality. Pick that up, understand that up. More important, uh, it's not that I've done an education in IT, I have to do it IT. It's not that important. It's important to understand what you love to do it. What you like, what you want your career and your life journey to be. Understand that you might be in second year, third year, fourth year, but yes, enjoy your college, but in hindsight, just plan for your journey right now. This is your age to plan it out. This is your time to plan it out. And I know a friend who is a pass out in our college, and he owns he's a owner of a very popular brand. It's a food brand with more than 48 outlets across India and Nepal. So it's important. I mean, it's fine. He did IT, but he's doing something which he loved to it, and he's a very successful entrepreneur. And so that's what you have to believe it yourself and pick up what I like it, what I love it, and more important is like for me or for you, it has to be that when I go to sleep, I'm happy at what I've worked on. I've loved my work. I've enjoyed my work. That is more important. Self satisfaction, लीव एंड एंजॉइंग, ठीक है, आज आराम से नींद आएगी, आज जो काम किया वो मस्त काम किया, आज अच्छा नींद आएगा, आज मैंने ये किया. It has to be that. Success, whenever you get it, don't and enjoy it, but don't let the success be here. Enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest, but never be proud. You have to you have to stay grounded. If you don't stay grounded, there are many success stories many startups that have failed after enjoying the success because they couldn't handle this. I mean, they couldn't handle the after effect of the success. So you click, your idea click, you become successful. That doesn't mean that it's done यार. That's it. अब तो मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है. अब तो मैं सक्सेसफुल हो गया, मैं बड़ा आदमी हो गया. अब मैं कुछ नहीं करूँगा. नहीं. If you let that success hit your, trust me, you'll fail. You'll fall. You'll fall down soon. So again, success will teach you many things. Success will teach you a short failure which you have come across. Success will teach you will show you failures of others, right? Learn from them. Success will teach you success will teach you the steps which are followed to be here, right? Pass that on. Allow others to be successful too. So you have to, go step by step, enjoy it, and raise the bar, and then again go towards the target. You have to raise your bar, else you will be stagnant. If it's a failure, you try hard, punch it back, and try to be successful again. But you have to do that. But if you, I again repeat the success part. Don't let the success hit you. Just enjoy it and then move forward. Coming back to the idea part which I was telling. Understand what you want to do it, understand what you love to do it, and just pick that up, try it out. You just have to try. Definitely give it a try. If you have to be an entrepreneur, you have to give it a try and try till you feel that no, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. It's something which I'm not able to solve it. Then just leave it. Otherwise, just एक बार failure से don't leave it. I again say that it's very important that you trust yourself, because you are really good, and that's why you are here. Otherwise, you would not have been here. I'll tell you one more thing. Like it says that you're going to be doing either really well in your life or exceptionally well in your life. You understand? Really well in your life or exceptionally well in your life, and you have to choose that. And there's a very thin line between them. It's very subtle. The choice is yours. And the way you choose the part, either you will be good or you will be great. They will then legend. Either you will be good or you will be great. So it's between you. You have to choose it how to go about. In this current scenarios, there's a lot of exposure. Trust me. The exposure which you are getting right now, I would say we had only 20% of that in our 2010-9. There is so many things. There are so many links. There are so many startup programs which are coming up from government of India, from private investors, from private organizations. Just apply. Understand your startup idea. So, there are so many things for startups, right? There are so many things. To name few, there are easy access, banking loans, there are startup programs. There are so many activities and events happening where you can present your programs. And I would say that if you have something unique, just go for it. Don't wait. Else you'll have a regret. Yeah, I had thought for it, but मैंने किया नहीं उस चीज को. And the exposure which you're getting right now is the best. Whatever idea you have, it doesn't mean that it has. Idea is to have an idea is good, but compare it. Do the market study. That what I am doing. What are the different? This is my idea, but there are so many things. There are so many products available which are doing the same which I am doing. Then what new I am doing to it? It has to be a differential factor, which will make you or your product a step ahead from the other three which we are thinking, or the others which are there in our line, right? So current age, it's the startup age, people say, right? There are so many startups, they get the funding and everything. Okay, I'm not going to go into the funding part and everything, but yes, it's important that funding is there. It is needed for your startup to run and everything. I understand, but it is important that your concept and your idea is unique and different, and it attracts people. I mean, rather than you running towards the funding and the investors, your idea should attract investors towards you. If that is the case, if I mean you achieve that, you're not running for funds. क्यों कर रहा है प्रोडक्ट ये बस प्रोडक्ट बनाऊंगा फंड लूंगा फिर उसको चलाऊंगा नो let your idea be unique and everything that investors and I mean fundraisers I mean they approach you and there are so many ways to do it. If your idea is unique and everything and if they approach you, that's where you will hit the success. That's where your idea will stand out. That's where your product will stand out, and that's where you will be ahead in the race from the others because people will realize that something. I mean, there are so many startup stories where um, yes, they have been approached and they have been funded and they have been I mean they have been pushed to solve some problem. We worked with one of the ideas which was way back in 2013-14 where networks were not that strong but it was just trying for farmers, right? It was just trying to provide them the educational information on a call. So KPO and centers were provided where they could get all the informations like about farming and seeds and everything which they want to through the call. That time, network internet was not that quick and not faster in the remote areas. But that idea stand out because of the problem which was solving. The sector which was targeting, it was targeting farmers. Again, a very good sector. Second, it was targeting remote areas and lower people. I mean, there it was again solving their problem. So, to your problem, I mean, then their idea was so superb that they had the liberty to choose whom they want to work with, whom they want on board as a partner. So that's where I mean, that's where you start. Your idea has to be something different, and then you can pick and choose. You guys already have internship right now in various organizations and everything. Gain the industrial knowledge. You will have lot of exposure of how industry works. Uh, it's way different than what it is in our real life. It's really different when you move out of the campus. So gain that experience. You understand how the process has been set up. You understand how the things has been working, how the people have been, how the people are actually assigned work, how they report back, how they are moved. I mean, how do you approach? Even a simple thing is email writing. It's very important. That's where you learn that how the email have been exchanged, how a formal mail. I mean, there are so many instances where if you're pitching me an idea and the way you write your email, it's give me an impression of what person you are and what your idea is. So it's important to learn that skills too. So that's where you're actually when you do internship and you do your jobs and communication skills come into factor. So everything which you learn in your real I mean in your life, it will definitely come into practical implementation when you are actually doing it. So you have to take care of all the small things, the way I told you for the email thing. I'll move to the second part, which I thought that um, I thought to touch this because I've seen ideas go down and everything. So I just thought to I'll touch that failure part also. I'll just share my screen. Let me see if I can. Can you see my screen? Can anyone just
Yes, sir.
yeah? I'll touch this part for failure part. I mean success is there, but failure. I'll touch this one topic which I had in my mind. Uh, 5 ways to which I feel. I mean, it's not what I've written it out, but that's what I follow. Don't First thing is to don't make it personal. I mean, the very important thing, your idea failed and you didn't fail. There is a huge gap. Your idea, your startup failed, you didn't fail. So it's just that your idea has failed and you have not failed in your life. Your life is huge. It's precious for all. It's precious for yourself, your family, your parents, and everyone. You have not failed. Your idea has failed. So just separate that out. Your identity. Just that. I mean, You understand that. Separate the failure from your identity. Just because you haven't found a successful way of doing something yet doesn't mean you are a failure. This is wrong thought. Yet, I mean, your idea has failed and you have not failed, to sum it up. Take the stock, learn and adapt. If you failed it, look at the failure, analyze it, indeed, curiously suspending feeling of anger, frustration, blame, regret, leave them apart. Why did you fail? What might have produced a better outcome? Why did you fail? I failed because uh, I see my app was not right. I mean, I was trying to solve a problem of catalogs for jewelers, but my app was good. But the problem which I was trying is they were not getting good photographers. Okay, that's not part of my product, but overall, it is a part of my product, because if they don't get good photos, why would they use an e-catalog app? I mean, they use an e-catalog app because they want to promote their products through mobile, right? And if the product images quality is not great, it's poor, then I realized that, oh, now if I'm just trying to click it from a simple phone and trying to show it in the app, I'm not helping them out, because the end customer still feels, अरे यार ये zoom करने पे तो सही से समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, and then he tells back to the app owner, oh, it doesn't make sense, आपका फोटो समझ में नहीं आ रहा, मैं क्या लूँ? ही इज लाइक, अरे यार मेरे पास टाइम ही नहीं है इस सब चीज़ों का, फोटो का, मैं क्या करता हूँ, छोड़ दो, ये मेरे को नहीं करना है प्रोडक्ट. Then I realized, okay, now as a product, as a catalog, I'm bundling it up with the photographs. I'll give you a photographer, he'll come to your place, he'll shoot it, and he'll put it onto their app. So you just tell you, I'm having some products launch, they'll come a month, week, month, whatever you decide, you put it up, and then you show it. So why did you fail? Because photos are not good. What might have produced a better outcome? Providing a photographer. In the first place, if I have put that as a package, if that put as a package to the business owners, they would have accepted it, and I would have not failed for the first time. Was the failure completely beyond your control? In this scenario, yes, it was. I mean, why it was? Because I had just built my app and I was selling an e-catalog. I was not thinking about photography because it was not my part.
Mayank, sir,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. Actually, your screen is not visible. You stopped your screen sharing.
Oh, it's. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
see?
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay, I think I click stop sharing instead of hide sharing. Yeah. So take the stock, learn and adapt, and that's why this is the scenario which I was giving when I made a catalog app. I realized that without images, this catalog app will not succeed. So I gave a bundle of images together. So that's the second point. Learn and adapt, and then move forward. Stop dwelling on it. I mean, obsessing over your failure will not change the outcome. I failed and everything. It has gone. Just understand that it has gone. Just obsessing over it will not overcome it. In fact, it's only intensify your outcome, trapping you in an emotionally doomed loop. Right? I always think about it. It will drain me emotionally, and that will disable you from thinking ahead. That will disable you from moving ahead. You cannot change the past. I mean, no one can change it. Time machine nahi hota hai. Time machine was in past. No one can change the past. So you can just shape the future. The faster you take a positive step ahead, the quicker you leave your monopolizing thoughts and everything behind. So just stop dwelling over it. Just stop and ho gaya. Just learn it and move forward. And this is very important. Realize the need for approval of others. Often our fear of failure is rooted in a fear of being judged and losing others' respect and esteem. We easily get influenced and spook, "Arey log kya kahenge," about people saying about us. I mean, who cares? It's important that I will not think it log kya kahenge and why, what people will think about it. In the idea which I'm doing it, but I'll just think about how, I mean, what I'm doing, right? So remember this in your life, and remember this is your life and it's not theirs. So whatever one person considers to be a true about you is not necessary to be the truth about you, right? So if you give too much power to other opinion, it will douse your passion. Yes, take others' opinion, that's important, but it has to overrule of what you are thinking. Understand, you take opinion, you do everything, but decision has to be yours. You and you have to take the ownership of it. You have to take the decision, and it has to be yours. You take opinions, but you can just not say, "यार इसने बोला इसलिए मैंने ये कर दिया." And try a new point of view. I mean, if I fail, it means I'm stupid, weak, incapable. I am designed to fall short. No, use more positive association. If I fail, I'm one step closer to succeeding. I'm smarter. I'm more savvy because I have knowledge I've gained through it. And just take the positive out of your failures. Just take the positive, all thing which you feel. I mean, out of your failures. So you accept that you will not always make the right decision. I have made many wrong decisions in my life. I mean, to be just a second. I think my video was off. I've made many wrong decisions, but I've learned from what I've made wrong, and I still make wrong decisions, but I try to make the most right I can, and I learn from what I've done wrong, and I try to move ahead, and I try to solve. I mean, I try to think that okay, this is the way I could have done it. Maybe next time I can think over it. So we need to accept that we don't make always the right decisions. That will screw up royally sometimes. But understanding that failure is not the opposite success. Just remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. So whatever happened, that happened. I mean, you can succeed after it. I'll come back to uh, that presentation later. So I just touched the failure part again more precisely in the second part of my e-connect with you was to make you understand. I mean, I've seen so many people going down, so I like to touch that failure part more. Coming back to our entrepreneurship journey, so I mean, as I was telling you about one example of a product, that was my own product where I failed and I picked it up and I moved forward. We have two good, I mean, so if people are from IT, they will realize these services and the industry product part different. So we do services and everything, but I have my own two products and one of them I'm having a good customer base. So that's where I've built it on. And uh, there have been many up and down. There have been days where I have realized that अरे यार अब तो सैलरी देने का टाइम आ गया, अब कहाँ से देंगे, इतनी बड़ी टीम है, clients are not paying up, clients are, some are vanished, some are like देते हैं, some are happy, some pay up, but you learn like कि बस ठीक है, I understand कि कैसे इसको workout करना है, कैसे इसको gain करना है, and that's the life of entrepreneur. And I mean, that's where it is. You as an entrepreneur, there's no 9 to 6 job. You might see, I start my day as early as 8 o'clock in the morning, and even I'm available till 12 1 for my US customers where there is. So you have to be there. Entrepreneur can't say that was done abhi main nahi apply kar sakta. Nahi, it cannot. Yes, you follow timings and everything, but you have to take that extra step ahead. You have to take that, you have to lead from front. If I don't do it and I don't respond to my customers and my client properly, why should I expect my employees to do that? And if I don't behave with them uh, correctly in a proper scenario and a proper way, then why would I expect my employees to behave or to interact with my customers properly? I mean, I'm not following that protocol, so why would they? So you have to lead from front. Even if you don't do it, then you don't expect others to do it for you. You have to do it. You have to set that example, and that's what an entrepreneur is. He sets an example from the front, and he always leads from the front. He has to do that. He can't take a back seat and just let others do it and drive it. It's your journey, it's your idea. You have to drive it. You have to be ahead and you have to drive it. So I mean, there is so much to share, but uh, I was just trying to put my thoughts to it, and explain my journey of it. I've been in this industry now 11 years, 2010 to 2022, 11 complete years and 12 this is. I've seen companies build up, I've seen companies go down, but I mean, there are giants in industries. I'm nothing in front of them, but I'm learning. I've and I have no regrets in my life. I've done what I have. I could have done a very good job, and I would have been at a very good pay scale right now. But I enjoy what I'm doing right now. I'm running an IT company. I'm trying to solve users' problem. I'm trying to move their business online. Be a small vendor or be a larger companies, but I'm trying to move their businesses online. I'm trying to solve their problem. I'm happy with it, and I've been doing this for past 8 years. I mean, I'm learning from them. I've been in touch with my first manager at my job to even my junior colleague whom I trained. So, and because I learned from them, and I know that you have to stay in touch, you have to be connected, you have to help each other out, and that's way the I mean that's how the world will become a happier place to be. So enjoy it, um, but stay grounded. Right? It's very important to stay grounded. To end this, I would say that realize your potential, what you can do in your life. I mean, because what you can do in your life is that only you would know, not others. Do something unique, do something out, make your country, make your parents, make yourself proud. An opportunity, if it's your in your hand, and it's not in anyone's hand. It's in your hand. You have to grab it. If you see an opportunity, just give it a try. Don't just leave it. I mean, definitely give it a shot. See the outcome, and then decide if you want to do something. If you have to be an entrepreneur, wherever you get an opportunity. I mean, if you have a 1% chance, I say 1%, then also go for it. Just give it a shot and understand it, and then you can analyze it and do it. So best of luck from my end, whatever you want to do it in your life. I'm always there, I'm always reachable. With I mean, I don't have all the experience, I'm still there are giants there, but if I can help anyone out here or even anywhere, I'm always reachable through WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Facebook, or through emails too. So I'm there to help you out. I'm there wherever you need my help. But just give it a shot. I mean, don't leave it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, it was indeed a very interesting and informative session. So, can we begin our Q&A session for the day?
Yes, yes, sure.
Yeah. So, anyone have any doubts, you can unmute yourself or place your queries in the chat box.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes,
Sir, I wanted to ask how you found out what you wanted to do in your life. As in, the idea of helping companies go online, how did that struck you?
so what I wanted to do is it goes back. I mean, when I was in diploma, I was pretty sure that I wanted to do something in IT. I wanted to start building on my own, solve the problem, bring this IT helping hand into the existence, into the real world scenarios. That's when I realized that I should actually, yes, job is experience, but that's when I realized, and I was very focused that I have to do it, and it was way in my head, even in when I was in school. But diploma laid the, I mean, it was a foundation stone. And then during my in engineering, it was very clear that I would like to do it on my own and solve the problem.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, Mayank. Naganand here.
Hi, sir. How
How
are
are
you?
you?
I'm fine, sir.
Great to see you. I'm so happy that you have shared and been so candid that definitely it would be an inspiration. And you are definitely going to be a role model for all the confusions and little failures that the students are going to face in case they face it, because you are also given them the solution to come out of that. So happy that
Thank you, sir.
uh, you have really interacted so well with the students.
Thank you,
Please
sir.
come down to college, and I think you were in the old building when you
Yes, sir.
passed from engineering. So we
Yeah.
have shifted now to Collectors Colony. Please do come down, see the new, and to tell you very frankly, This time, the university has changed the pattern of their syllabus, and it's become totally project-based learning, where every semester there's a mini project. So, if it is possible, if uh, we can think of sharing the ideas with you, or the students can also think of uh, talking about the ideas of solving the problem and doing a small mini project, and then integrating that in different steps, and uh, finally resulting in a final year full-fledged project right from third semester onwards. So that's one kind of association I would look up to you. And if you feel that
Definitely,
there
sir.
are if you feel that there are certain things that the department can take up for doing some kind of research work through our faculty members, please don't hesitate. Let us know. We will be a part of that project also in terms of this one. So, thank you
Sure,
so
sir.
much for sharing. Really happy
Thank
to
you, sir.
see you.
Thank you.
And
Nice seeing you,
please
sir.
do come down. Same here, dear. Same here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Definitely.
Please convey my regards to all the vegetarians and the VSP alumni whom you are in touch with.
Sure,
Okay,
sir.
and tell them that I conveyed my regards and best wishes to them.
Definitely,
Okay,
sir. Yeah,
yeah,
sir.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, sir. Now we'll move on to the vote of thanks.
Hello, sir. I want to ask one question. Sir, in college time, what was the one thing you spent most of your time in?
Uh, Two things. One was programming, and second was playing sports. So football and cricket, I spent a lot of time. And second, and one was programming. As I told you, that I was doing freelancing from college. I used to spend a good time doing that. But during college, yes, sports was what I loved more, especially the
Okay, sir.
sporty event which we have.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, what skills or qualities do you feel a young entrepreneur should acquire?
And young entrepreneurship requires, first, he should be a very good listener. He has to listen and understand. Second, self belief. It's very important. Believe yourself. It is very, very crucial. I mean, if you don't believe yourself, no one will. And it starts from you, right? So you have to. And third is patience. Um, Nothing comes quick. There's nothing called as, uh, it's not like Google Pay or Paytm. यहाँ से pay किया और वहाँ पे मिल गया. Nothing will happen that way. So you have to be patient. Things will fall in place. Just keep trying and do it in the right way. Destiny and everything is written, so it will be good for you. So you have to be patient enough.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, and as you said, let believe in yourself. So another connecting question, that how to deal with self-doubt.
Uh, I would say do meditation and yoga when you do. I mean, you have self doubt. I do a lot, so that's where you get peace, and that's where you get more confidence, and you start believing again.
Thank you, sir.
So I wanted to ask that how did you convince your customers to buy your services?
It's very tough. I'm still learning. It's not easy that to convince your customer to uh, tell them that why you want my product or my service. It's still tough, but just understand his pain area, right? Where he's feeling the challenges, and where when I am going on board to them, when Atto Infotech is coming on board to them, this is what I'm gonna make his life easier. I mean, today, if you're gonna make someone's life easier and at a reasonable cost and time, then that's where he will buy. You save his time, and you save his time, you save his money. So make him understand that how your product can just save his time and make his life easier. Then he will just buy.
Okay,
Hello,
sir. Thank you.
hi Mayank again.
Hi, sir.
You okay? Yeah, sir is okay. It makes me feel old, but fine. Okay, great. Okay, I'll just sorry, it's not my forte, but I will add two more points to what the young girl was asking a moment before.
Yes.
You should be learning every now and then. Unless you're upgrading yourself, and learning new things and adapting to new technologies. As of now, you are almost on cutting edge, but 4 years, 5 years down the line, technology things change like anything. So, not being able to adapt to situations would be one of the major issues. Again, I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to ask a question rather. Mayank, would you like to comment on? I think it will be interesting for everyone, all the audience here. Like during your journey, where did you feel that this job I should not have done myself? Rather, I should have hired somebody for doing this, or maybe I would have paid it, and it would have done to be more better for me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree with you that learning is very important. I mean, there has been scenarios when I shifted. If you are from IT or computer, you would realize then when you shift to a new technology, right? That's when I actually thought, अरे यार ये तो मैंने प्रोजेक्ट ले लिया लेकिन अभी मुझे आता भी नहीं था और मैंने कर तो लिया है हाउ टू सॉल्व इट आई वुड हैव गिवन इट टू समवन एल्स that's when one was the scenario when we shift to a new technology. Second, there has been many challenging time. So challenging time so much that someday I realized, God, I mean, shit, I'm in trouble. I don't have enough projects in pipeline. I don't have something. यार इससे अच्छा तो मैं जॉब ही कर लेता एक्सेंचर में होता अच्छे से होता but nahi, I didn't left it there. I mean, I still tried my best to bring more clients, more things, and that's when I felt that you should do it. But technically shifting technologies is very critical, and you have to adapt. You have to learn and understand new technologies. If I would have not started working in Node.js, React.js, or React Native right now, I would have been left behind. That's what the skill set are required right now. They are the hot cakes. So I learned and I adapted and I moved ahead.
My question remained unanswered yet. As an head of the company, where did you feel what all times did you feel, okay, this job I should have outsourced instead of doing myself? Did you ever feel this ever as a part of your journey?
Uh, if you ask me
Mayank, I
technically,
think what sir is
Hello, Mayank. I think what sir wants to ask is whether it is a make or a buy decision.
Not exactly, sir. Not exactly. Like in personal capacity. Like certain times he would have been an HR, or maybe other times he was a negotiator or a seller. But doing multiple things as an individual,
as an
and
entrepreneur,
then what is the right time to decide? Okay, I'd rather pay instead of doing
I
investing.
understand. Now I got your question, sir. So there are two scenarios where I would have actually thought that. One, I mean, being a single owner and an owner of the company, you have to do all. You have to do your sales, operations, and everything, and HR too, right? So, see, we being more tech, there are two ways I have thought over it. One would have been handling, I mean, not handling, but doing the HR works and activities, which I would have actually thought that I should have hired one HR who should have done it and which should have offloaded myself. And second is designing. So most of the design works I do it. So I realized that I don't have that bandwidth to do it. So I would have offloaded myself, had a proper design agency or a company to actually design the stuff, and more on the HR work too. There are so many things. There are so many things. There are pay slips. There are accounting. There are so managing the employees' leaves and everything. And HR would have done it better than what I would have done it. It is it's it's at a stage when you realize that I should have an HR in house to do all these activities rather than my doing it. So do I solve, Amit sir? Do I answer your question?
Yeah, I do get that. I just wanted people here to get to a point that you are not Superman here. Nobody's Superman.
No. In the start, you always realize that I can do it all. I mean, I can do all the. ये भी मैं कर लूँगा, वो भी मैं कर लूँगा. But at a certain stage, you have to actually delegate stuff to others, right? You can't be working all the 24 hours of the day, and you can't be working in all verticals. You have to delegate it when at a stage when you realize that, and if you don't delegate it, you will stop your growth. If you don't, I mean, you do what you are doing the best, and you have to delegate the other works so that you can, I mean, you can grow and you can grow together.
Yes, sir. I too have a question. Like it seemed that, and I've always been advised by my parents that before starting my entrepreneurial journey, journey, I should do a job, gain knowledge about the market, and then go for it. And also from your example, you first worked at Accenture, and then now you're an entrepreneur. So what's your view on that?
I I I mean, I 110% agree with it. I definitely go with. You have to get that experience if you're working. If suppose if you're thinking of starting your own IT company, also gain that experience. College life and corporate world, there is a huge gap. The way they work, the way they execute, you would get a good technical knowledge right now also, but it's not all technical, right? When you are an entrepreneur, you have to cover, you have to be 360, right? You can't just be in technical. मैं technically sound हूँ, मैं code कर लूंगा, मैं entrepreneur बन जाऊंगा, नहीं. You would have to do it, and that's where that experience will count in. When you start working, you realize what it is. You realize एक बॉस का प्रेशर क्या होता है. You realize co-workers के साथ काम करना क्या होता है, and realize client pressure. There are so many things which you learn when you do a job. वो शायद एक freelancer या एक knowledge ने नहीं समझ में आएगा. You have to understand deadlines. You have to understand why this is important and what approach has been used to finish that thing.
Thank you, sir.
So good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My question is, how do you find right people and build up with them?
How do I find right people? When I interact, that vibe and that frequency should be set to understand that this is the right person to work along with me, and that has to come from inside. And second is, I do not judge unless I give them an opportunity to work and an opportunity to solve a problem and understand it. Then based on the vibes and based on the problem they have solved it, then only I judge whether it's a right person to work along or not. You have to give them an opportunity for both.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, probability of having similar startup idea is quite high nowadays. Then how do I outlast the other competition, my competition? Like other startups, like Amazon is already a monopoly. Then also Nika rose up now.
So as I say, I mean, what I would have done it is to pick up the competitors, to study them, to understand them, and you have to find out a unique way in your idea or your product. Like everyone can be an e-commerce, right? But look at Lenskart, the way they brought the try it on yourself. Look at the way Raymond did it. I mean, in their stores, they build and they have a TV where you can actually walk in and just wear your suits and put the cufflinks and everything and see how it works. So you have to bring that X factor and something which is different and unique. Then only you will be able to take a step ahead. E-commerce, there are lots of e-commerce sites, but everyone has to be something different. I gave an example of Nike, or I gave an example of Raymond. There was a very, I mean, the Bombay shirts and everything, they have worked on it, so I know that they have the ones who actually brought it quite earlier than the others, but they were not able to market it well, and they were not able to bring that idea out to the customer. If you bring that up, then it is. And I'll give an example of one of my client. I mean, he is a typical e-commerce guy, but the way he differentiated himself is he has just built a simple thing of e-shopping and video shopping, which has gone hit in NRIs. And in the current scenario, you set up an Skype call, Google Meet call, website call, FaceTime, where they have their actual models on their stores. Just you are trying their it's in a clothing store, so trying their clothes and then showing it to the customer. And that's where he differentiated himself from typical fashion clothing e-commerce site. You have to bring that X factor, or some unique idea has to be there when there are so many common ideas in your startups.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, how do you deal with feeling of being stuck somewhere? Like you're doing so many things, but not knowing your passion, and there are so many ways you can get through it. So how do you deal with that?
Dealing with the, and you have to figure out that these are the three things which I like it, and this is the one which I love doing it. You have to figure out what I like the most doing it. Maybe if you're not able to decide, do all three and then analyze it and then think that this is the best I like to do it, and then move ahead in that. So you have to do all. If you are having multiple things which you like, it just do it, and then just analyze which is the one which I love the most, and then take it forward there.
Yeah, so thank you.
Uh, okay, sir. So I myself had a question that, as you mentioned earlier that you were into freelancing and all. So, how did you get to start like freelancing at your time?
It was, I mean, it was not popular during our time, but it was all through networks. That's why I told you that it's important to stay connected with everyone. Even in fact, I am still connected with the manager who had taken my interview and visit in Accenture. I'm still connected with him. So it's through network, and if you, and it will come. If you, networking is the best thing. I mean, you can do anything, but networking se jo you get the exposure and the links and freelancing work, you will get it. There are many sites to pick up freelancing projects. That's a different altogether different thing. But if you have to pick it from your networks, that's the where you will get it. Known people will give you more opportunity than an unknown person. So good to build a good human network.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir, we will move on to vote of thanks by Christian.
Thank you, Rohan. So let's move on to the word of thanks. So it is said that a good example is the best sermon, and today was a testimony to that. To see one of our own carve out their own path and succeed spectacularly is inspirational to many of us. Now, all of us have gained incredible insights today. We got a good grasp of new ideas, and through a beautiful story, learned how to get started and how to get ahead. For this, I sincerely thank our speaker. We are indebted to his wise words and hope our mutual goals lead to many more such sessions. I also thank all the faculty and students who joined us today. Having said that, I conclude the event. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you, Visit, for giving me this opportunity. Thanks to Nagandar sir, Amit sir, and everyone. Thank you.
Yes, Mayank, wish you all the best in your startup and wish that it grows in multifolds.
Thank you, sir.
And looking forward to meeting you in person soon.
Sure, sir. Definitely.
I request as many as possible to open their cameras for a group photograph. Yeah. So whoever it is possible for, please switch on your camera so that we can click a photo. Documentation is must.
Okay, I clicked the photo. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, I'll share the feedback form with you all. Everyone, please fill that.